India's National Security Advisor Ajit Doval is set to arrive in Beijing on Monday, and this will kick off a crucial round of India-China special representatives talks on the boundary question. Doval and his Chinese counterpart, Foreign Minister Wang Yi, are expected to sit down for the 25th round of these talks. Well, they have been the designated special representatives since the mechanism was set up back in 2003. Both the representatives have been tasked with untangling the 3,488-kilometer border dispute between the two Asian giants. This round carries extra weight because it comes just weeks before Chinese President Xi Jinping is due in New Delhi for the BRICS summit on September 12th and 13th. So whatever Doval and Wang thrash out in Beijing could set the tone for the high-profile visit. And the backdrop is anything but quiet. External Affairs Minister Dr. Jaishankar, speaking just ahead of the talks, reiterated that peace and tranquility along the border remains non-negotiable for any good relationship with China. This will be their first meeting of the special representatives in a full year, with the last round held in New Delhi in August 2025. During the last meet, both sides reaffirmed that the 2005 agreement will remain their reference point. Now, this 2005 agreement is born out of an exchange of maps and boundary perceptions in Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand and Sikkim, though Beijing later backed away from doing the same for Arunachal Pradesh and Ladakh. So as Doval touches down in Beijing, the question on everyone's mind is simple. Can this round actually move the needle, or will it remain as it has been for the last 2 decades? Well, National Security Advisor Ajit Doval is set to arrive in Beijing on Monday, and this will effectively kick off a crucial round of the India-China special representative talks on the boundary question. We know that Doval and his Chinese counterpart, Foreign Minister Wang Yi, are expected to sit down for the 25th round of these talks. And it's also important to note that they have been the designated special representatives since the mechanism was set up back in 2003. Both the representatives have been tasked with untangling this 3,488-kilometer border dispute between the two Asian giants. And for more on this, our editor for Foreign Affairs, Siddhant Sibal, is joining us on the phone line. Siddhant, what can you tell us?
Well, this is an expected visit. We know that SR-level talks have been happening regularly. There was a brief period where there was no conversation after the Galwan incident, but after 2024, when both the leaders, the Prime Minister of India and the Chinese President met in Kazan, both sides started again the conversation. Last year, such conversation happened in Delhi, where the focus was on early harvest when it comes to the border areas. Now, we know that the visit comes at a time when India is also preparing for the BRICS summit. It is expected the Chinese President Xi Jinping could travel to India for the BRICS summit. But overall, when it comes to India-China relationship, yes, there is a border issue. And as the EM has several times said, that situation at the border will decide the relationship, larger relationship. So there is, of course, a certain level of when it comes to issue over the border, but it's a relationship which has been, in many ways, since 2024, seen a reset with direct flights starting, the Kailash Mansarovar visit starting. Both sides, of course, having regular conversation.
Right. Thank you, Siddhant, for getting us those details. That was our editor for Foreign Affairs, Siddhant Sibal, joining us on the phone line.